So how did you get to this stage then, Mark? How did you get so well versed in finding potential problems and the solutions?
Most of it was from when because I set up my own estate agents and letting agents. So what you're doing is you're finding firsthand why somebody wants to sell a property. And then when you start to sort of learn about lease options, I mean, I did a program in 2012 where I learned the technical sides of it, and then everything else you've learned through experience. But from your point you've just made, with lease options and scenarios, there's only so many scenarios, and there's with each scenario there's 4 or 5 potential problems. So once you know that scenario, I could literally give you a sheet of A4 paper and I say, Terry, these are the options, this is the scenario, these are the problems, these are the solutions. So you don't need to learn all this. The skill comes in actually communicating the benefits to the client. So, where I kind of picked it up was just being on the phone to vendors and buyers, landlords, and you just pick it up and just get into conversation. And then you just sort of like, that's how you start explaining the benefits. And then you realize what actually starts to work. So it's just come from like experience to the point where you're out and about. But now I've retired, I do it all literally from laptop. So it's email scripts, email templates. Because I kind of know what the problems are, you can guide the email negotiation. So you know what questions they're going to ask because you've given them the answer before. So you literally can control the next 4 or 5 emails to get the deal done. And that's how you scale, because you can't afford to keep going to properties and speaking with agents and having cups of tea. That's the old school way of doing it, if you don't mind me saying. I'm not
Yeah,
old
no,
school.
I agree. I agree. And Mark helped me on 2 lease options that I done, 2 buy-to-lets. And the problem, I suppose, for the landlord at the time was that he wanted to sell them, but he was scared that if he sold them or put them on the open market, that the tenants would leave, there'd be void periods, he'd be paying council tax, no rent coming in. That was his problem. And Mark literally went through the script with me, and we did it all on email. And I negotiated both of those properties below market value, and actually in the process of selling them both now. One's actually sold, one's nearly sold. It'll be due to complete this week, hopefully, at a nice profit. And a big thing that I learned from Mark in this process was not just doing it on email. I thought, I'm a sales guy, I'm personable, I can chat, I'm salesy, I can persuade people in person. But so first of all, do it on email. But a huge thing was not asking too many questions at once. Because the second you ask 5 or 6 questions, it overloads the person and they think, don't know, unsure. And Mark taught us just 1 or 2 questions, little bit, and get them into a conversation.